All right, welcome back to Auto Simple DIY. Yes, Auto Simple Do It Yourself, people. All right, so talk to you for a little bit. I am excited because I'm gonna be posting these videos, and I'm enjoy giving y'all some, I believe, some good content. Hopefully you like it. I mean, comment things that you want to know about, things you want to might want to see from my channel. Help me out. It's about y'all. Without y'all, there's no me. So pretty much I want to thank you once again. So right now we have, I think, is a very good topic. As you can probably see, the 2021 Corvette slash 2020-2021 Corvette. Greatest Corvette ever, people. Probably going to be one of the most iconic Corvettes, in my opinion, most important cars of all time. This is, I'm trying to tell you, and I'm going to explain why do I mean that. So pretty much 2021 or 2020, 2021 Corvette C8 mid-engine Corvette. Yeah, mid-engine Corvette. It is a historical car coming from me, and that's why I believe it. All right. So once again, thank you for coming to Auto Simple DIY. And as you see in this whiteboard right here, the 2021 Corvette Stingray, greatest Corvette ever. Yes, it is. And the reason why, I'm going to let you know. So the reason why I believe, in my own opinion, you don't have to agree with me. This is what I believe, and this is I really strongly believe in it. And I mean, we can rock, paper, scissors it. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Say no. But yeah, with the 2021 Corvette C8, there's a little bit changes with that, and we'll get to that in a moment. So with the introductory of the mid-engine Corvette, we all know people wasn't going for it. Pretty much they weren't going for it. They wanted a front engine Corvette. Traditionally, all these years since the Corvette has came out, front engine, Z06s, Stingrays, C4, C5, C3s, whatever, the all generation, which I could agree to why people are so upset. Why would you do that? Put a mid-engine Corvette. But me, a long time ago, even when I was younger, I always looked at Corvette. I was like, Corvette, I believe, should be a mid-engine car. So all the foreign exotics, Italians and stuff, the Ferraris, Lambos, even the German Porsche, rear-mounted mid-engine car. It was something I looked at the Corvette, and I always said in my mind that I think it would be cool for the Corvette to be in the back. So a lot of people might have thought about that too, and just like, because if you're gonna be an American sports car, you got to do sports car, exotic car things to be taken really serious. And the fact is, as they said with that front mounted engine, that the development, they was at their limits with the new ZL1, which is ridiculous. but people that really didn't understand, you know, people got their opinions about everything. They voice their opinions about everything, but you got to look at the future. You got to look at what's best move for the manufacturer, the best move for the company. And they in different classes, like in racing and all that stuff, the Le Mans 24-hour race, and the GT, I think, yeah, they're in the GT Cup, the GT4, I believe. GT4, GT3, one of those. You know what I'm saying. But, so you got to think about, a lot of development comes from racing, as you know. So, it's not just the input from what the public wants. The fact is, they're getting input in whatever R&D from all these, the race car events that these teams are having in developing the car, because a lot of the race cars are development parts for racing. Most race cars are not designed for the street. So when they do the implementing from race car technology, put them in the streets, well, a lot of these race teams are engineers. They're coming up with concepts to improve on a team, to improve for them to get faster. They spend a lot of money, they spend a lot of resources in R&D, figuring out new concepts of like aerodynamics, suspension components, whatever, drivetrain, the transmission, even working around developing engines. Like race engines are pretty much a bit different from the road engines that you will see. They're not going to tell you everything. They're not going to show you everything, because competitive edge. They don't want their opponent to get a whiff of kind of what they're doing and what they're developing. So when it comes to, in my opinion, with the new C8, and now it's being rear mounted, is the fact that it's good, because one, if you look at the car, you look at that new C8R, oh my gosh, it's beautiful with that gray and yellow scheme to it. And I think with that CR racing car, and the fact is, I'm still trying to get used to how it sounds. It sounds different versus the original. Front mounted Corvette with the C7R. That's actually one of my favorite Corvettes, to be honest with you. But now that the C8R, that's actually my new Corvette. It looks more exotic. It looks more, how can I put it? How would you put it? Oh, wait, before I get off, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bells for more videos to come. But my computer see, I got my laptop here today. A trusty little laptop, just in case I wanted to screenshot something or put something on the screen record, whatever, how you want to do it. But pretty much with that new CR and the racing CR, if you look at that car versus the C7, it looks so fantastic. It is a gorgeous machine. And if you look around all the other cars around, it fits in very well with the exotics that it raced. So that's a big step with the new C8 platform. It just looks more badass. It looks more like we have an American manufacturer car companies. It looks more like we have a better understanding. I say a better understanding. We look more prestigious, more prestige, more. I would just leave it as classy. Like, all right, I think they know what they're doing. It gives more credit to American car companies to like we American car companies can design mid-engine. We can design a proper chassis that can outperform you. It sets the bar, pretty much. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It sets the bar to where American companies, we can do this. We're not just economy cars that we build cheaply to keep the prices low so everybody can possibly afford them, but they break down and don't run past 100,000 miles. If you definitely don't take care of it, it won't. We're not that type of car company anymore. Somewhat. We're advancing in our engineering side. We're advancing in our technology, and we're putting more into our cars. And like I said, the C8 shows that as an example. But everybody say that C8 race car, C8R race car is freaking amazing. It's gorgeous. The sound, it's kind of getting used to the sound because it doesn't sound like the old pushrod V8, the older pushrod V8. But yeah, you get used to it. It don't sound like the old muscle Corvette, but it pushed the bar higher to where we can, as American car companies, we can reach more for the sky. The sky's the limit, I guess, when it comes to car design. We can do this, we can build better, and we can compete with you, Ferraris, Porsches, and all that stuff. So that was, I guess, the aim for engineers and all. Corvette is the greatest Corvette of all times. In my honest opinion, it is going to be the most iconic, most historic Corvette in a way for me and you, the regular people, the hardworking people. And the reason why I say that is, always dreamed of be able to afford a newer, not older, 20 plus year Italian supercar like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. We're able to purchase a car that's base start off is $60,000. Mid-engine, supercar performance, 0 to 60 in 2.9, quarter mile in 11.2, and you can see 11.2 at 120. And then if you get the ZR1 package with all the upgrades with that, performance exhaust, suspension, rear spoiler, front splitter, bigger Brembo brakes. You know what I mean? Corvette, dude, it's a $60,000 car with a freaking dual clutch transmission. Exotics, dual clutch transmission. All right, Germans, M3s and all that stuff, yes, they had it, whatever. But American car companies weren't dual clutching transmissions whenever. Now that you got a Corvette mounted, mid-engine mounted, dual clutch, 495 horsepower. Let me see. Yeah, 490. I think the ZR1 is like 495. 465 pound-feet of torque. 407 pound-feet of torque. But yeah, you understand. This is iconic, and this is, to me, why the Corvette is going to be a historical car, because the average person can save up enough money, is in reach to have a mid-engine supercar, and you can't sit there and lie and say, no, I never want to admit it. Everybody wanted a Ferrari. A lot of people, well, of course not everybody, but so many people have wanted to get their hands on an exotic car. Today, in 2020, you can get a American supercar. It's not a sports car anymore. The C8 is a supercar. It does 194 miles per hour. That's supercar territory. C5, C7s, C6s, and all that stuff. It's like 170, maybe 180. You know, whatever, putting force induction, all that stuff on it. Yes, you'll go faster than that. But now, check this out. You know what I mean? You got the underground racing Lamborghinis and all that other stuff, how they twin turbo, and you put a twin turbo, mount it all the way in the back. That is so sick. You can't tell me it's sick. That's what I'm telling you, this car is so iconic. You're putting turbos in a rear mounted engine that can take it. Now, okay, it's not a push rod V8 anymore, it's dual overhead cam. Yes, great. However they engineered and all that stuff, fitting in the back and still having room. I've never been a fan of like fiberglass body and all that stuff, you know, carbon fiber and all that stuff you put into it and whatever. But as I looked at the car and did a little whatever research, I wouldn't say even research, just being a car guy, you're looking over stuff anyway. The fact is, the design of it, even the interior, is leaps and bounds above the previous models. So pretty much, you get an interior, dude. You see the dash right there, it's pointed, driver oriented, layout and all that stuff. You got the dual pedal paddles right there. Stereo and everything is up to par, better. It's like you don't even have to like even dream of getting a Ferrari. Although you can, anybody would love to get a Ferrari. You don't have to dream you don't have to need a Ferrari, honestly, to a certain point. All right, you might want a Ferrari because the legendary red Ferrari, Maranello, whatever, Ferrari Enzo, the name, yes, you understand, Italian design. They are very exceptional cars. But that was at a mindset is like, I would never be able to afford that type of car. The car would have to be so daggone old, then maintenance would be, although maintenance is expensive regardless of the year, out of warranty. But 20-some-year-old Ferrari or whatever finally drops below $100,000 range. Even still, it's like 20-some years old, you know, whatever. It still costs more than a brand new C8. This is my daggone point. You get a base model C8 for 60, whatever, tax and all that stuff. But yeah, I like how they post it's like 59,995 or something like that. Add the taxes, all that crap, it's gonna cost more. But get the Z51 package and wait till the Z06 come out. All right, that's more likely gonna be over $100,000, but that's still brand new Ferraris is 200 plus. And I mean, my ultimate dream car, the day I'm able to afford a F12 Baronetta, trust and believe, I'm getting one. But I also will have a C8 in my garage. So, but like I said, to be on an honest point, in the C8 Corvette, I'm not gonna say in the books, it might not go down in history, but to a lot of common people like me and you, we're able to get in grasp with a mid-engine supercar. And it's American made. And it's actually freaking cool as hell. I think the first time I seen one, I was just driving and this guy had he had the top off. White one, beautiful, tinted. All black, white and black tinted windows. And I had to stop the car, like, yo, dude, thumbs up. This show looks pretty daggone good. It looks pretty good. The rear to me is something I had to get used to. Some of the profiles and all that stuff, I'm gonna tell you this. In the picture and all that stuff, pictures don't really do it justice. When you see it in person, it definitely looks good. So when I first seen one and the guy was driving it, flagged me down, hey, thumbs up, good looking car. It sealed the deal. Like, this is a legit, awesome looking car. Looks well built. It wasn't too big. It wasn't too big. It just looked right. And I guess I was so excited because I knew that was in reach of what I can afford. Like me, I cleaned all my bills up this year. I can more likely should be able to get one next year if I decide to. But I have kids, so that would have to be like daddy's car for the weekend, and I had something else. So that's the only thing that would probably hold me back to possibly. Of course, I had to work some overtime, bust my behind to be able to afford the payments or whatever and still be comfortable. But yeah. But I have 2 kids, so you're not putting 2 kids in a 2-seater unless you're going around the block throwing a test joyride or whatever. But that's not the safest bet. But for anybody who's able to do that or have the money and the access to get a C8, you will be buying, and I'm not even paid by this and all this stuff, this is just how I feel, one of the most iconic cars for the car enthusiasts that always wanted a mid-engine supercar. You now can get one, and that's why the Corvette C8 Stingray Z51 going to be Z06 and all that stuff is going to be an iconic car within the car community, because you can now afford and don't have to wait years and years for like the Lamborghini Gallardo, Huracan, which is still expensive, Ferrari F430. All right, you can probably get a 360 Modena for like $60,000 or less. 355, they're older or whatever, but car that old, it being a Ferrari, whatever, maintenance is going to be, something breaks, going to cost you, all right, it might be $40,000. Perfect. It might be $40,000 or whatever, but parts is going to cost you. Bang, parts is going to cost you because it's Italian imported from Italy, brought over here, whatever. Parts is going to be expensive. It's a Ferrari. It's a legendary brand, manufacturer. It's a legendary name. Lamborghini, legendary. It's going to cost you. Now, for the C8, I mean, it is a American-made car, American parts, I guess, for the most part. It would be a whole lot more affordable if something breaks on that. And honestly, the engine layout, engine design, it'll be much easier to work on. You will be able to scan it and whatever, get it tuned, whatever. It'll be more user-friendly in a way for the average DIY or to the sophisticated technician, which is, they got all the tools and all that stuff. It'll be easier to repair that car versus having a mid-engine Ferrari, having a Porsche, having a Lamborghini, even with the Acura NSX. It's because that's what, hybrid. You know what I mean? That's electric motors and the wheels and all that stuff. That's going to be costly and expensive. So to wrap this video up, I appreciate y'all staying tuned and stay tuned and watching and hearing me out, because it is I believe it's a good violent point, because we are car enthusiasts for the most part, and the fact is a lot of us will all love a mid-engine supercar. And now that General Motors produced the C8 Corvette, we as the average individual can now, having reached a mid-engine supercar. So that's why the C8 is going to be one of the most iconic cars, historical cars, however you want to name it. A very important car to a lot of car enthusiasts that always, especially the ones that always wanted a mid-engine supercar. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. As you see, my board took the time to write that out. Yeah. Oh, by the way, like I said, the pistons is 11:5 to 1 ratio. Forged crank, forged connecting rod. So I got the money, put turbo supercharger on it. There you go. They dropped the compression in the tune a little bit, and it already does it. Sub 12s, almost. That's almost a 10-second car. 11.2 at 122. Putting turbos and superchargers on it. And Ferraris and all that stuff. They want. That's the key point, is putting Ferrari turbos and stuff on Ferraris. They're so fragile. You're so iffy. You'll be too scared to do that if something breaks. With this car, you can throw boost on it, and you're happy because you know it'll be reliable for a pretty good time. So that's why it's iconic. I mean, ZR1 got electronic limit slip differential. Performance is awesome. Performance suspension. I don't. It's Z51. I think I said ZR1. But when the Z06 come out, it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, help me out, please. I'm here for you. Whatever more you want to see, questions you want to ask, anything you want to touch base on, let me know. Let me know. Like I said, I'm here to help you. Any questions you got, it always helps to have the likes. It always helps to keep the notifications on and subscribe, because grow this channel. That means I can bring bigger and better content for y'all. Like I said, repairing some cars sometimes, reviewing some cars sometimes, and have a sit down talk, and have a heart to heart, because you're my brothers, you're my sisters. We all need to be one big community and look out for each other. So, Mustang Mark signing out. Auto Simple DIY for y'all. All right. Take care. Like I said, I gotta go this way.